Okay, and we find ourselves just near the Twin Adders HQ. We're all the way out here just because there were some people spamming random abilities. And it's really annoying. So, let's talk to Forsail. Hail, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Here in Papalimo. Always a pleasure to see two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the 12th Wood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seatsia, who is in no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the Primal Ramuh has raised the flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the Primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribe, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike a Ramuh, or leave the Sylph to their own ways? That is the question. Yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempted and tempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas getting in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favour. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly parvalia with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly parvalia indeed. I hope this will be straightforward as you say, Papalimo. So, as you might notice as well, some things have moved around. I have moved the targeting thing down to here. I've not touched the actual statuses or anything, and I moved this stuff around. This is just all like inspired by what I had done on other characters. Apart from the status thing from this character is moved over. So that's what we've done there. I also completed some quests, but it's been a while, so I don't really remember it. I think they're all done quests. Yeah, so I went and got this dungeon. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of doing that. There was something else, but I can't remember it. I'll eventually remember it, or it's just not important enough to worry about it. So let's hope that, oh, before we go there, we might be able to just teleport to one of these. Where are we going? Up here. So, Lancer skills. Oh, I don't know if I've ever pointed this out, but Black Rabbit Trader, May Center. You can go to this vendor if you have accidentally sold your race gear and you want to get it back for like glamour reasons, or you want this stuff. So yeah, if you don't want it for glamour, it's also a good thing to have for starting new classes and stuff, because you can use them obviously with any class. Or, you know, if you use the Fantasia and race change, you can go get the new stuff from there. The ferry docked at the base of the hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you'll find Hawthorn Hut without too much trouble. The Hawthorns are the most welcoming folk you have shown us, who have shown us no small measure of goodwill. Still, a bit of courtesy goes a long way. I would encourage you to stop by Full Flower Com and introduce yourself to Rosa before you travel on. Okay. Oop, went too far. Swim up here. Happen to be heading across the lake? Yes. Alright, so heading to east. So coming this way. The Bothered Beekeep is actually a relatively easy fate to do by yourself. The enemies just tend to spawn in lots of two. So you can kind of grab one set, take him out, grab another set, take him out, grab another set, take him out, kind of thing. An adventurer, thank the 12. You could have come at a more opportune time. Please, you must help us. Why, it's our bees. The poor little dears are under attack by a murderous swarm of hornets. These beehives are our livelihood. You must save them. Okay. Oh, also, I don't think I had, well, at least I don't remember if I had set up the warrior hotbars, but I basically set them up the same way that they were set up for Marauder. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I ended and it was just reset kind of thing. Alright, last one. Oh, okay, yeah. And the beast gauge is going. I turned it to simple, but it looks like simple doesn't actually show anything. And I just did it to simple. To show you, I'll show you. Put it to simple so that it would just fit in this point. But I might just turn it back while we're here. It's because it was too large. We'll do that. And you can actually, if you've got the numpads, you can actually move the thing around with the arrows on the numpad, which is kind of cool. So you can get it pixel perfect. I mean, it's not really useful, it's just at the moment telling us that we've got Defiance on, but we can just look at the status bar for that. Thank you, friend. Finally our bees can make their honey in peace. I knew you were 12 cent the moment I'd laid eyes on you. You travel to our hut, you say. You travel to our hut, you say, and would speak with the serpent officer there. There is one who goes by Amelane. He's a sentry at Jocelyn's Spire. Jocelyn's Spire, probably. But makes regular excursions to our hut. He's quite enamoured of our honey and the tales of my husband, Rolf, though I found him to be tight-lipped around those he's unfamiliar with. Oh, I know what we might try. Why don't you take a jar of honey to him? I reckon you'll find him more than talkative then. Okay, cute. How's our gear? Because there's a mender right there. Ah, that's fine. Oh, what are we doing? Come on. There we go. So there's also a thing over here as well. Should attune to before we continue on. He's up there somewhere. Just from memory. Actually, I might have been here already. Yeah. Oh, you know what it was? Yeah, I came here because of that. Oh no, he's down here. I came here because of the Easter egg thing. Yeah, I came here by mistake. So I'd already tuned to it. Indeed, I am Emmeline of the Tunata. Your face is unfamiliar to You have a present for me, you say? Yep. A jar of roses honey, and freshly harvested to boot. You certainly know how to make a first impression, friend. Oh, so you are the adventurer of whom the commander spoke. Do forgive me for being curt. My stomach was rumbling something fierce. My word, this honey, like liquid gold. Forgive me. You have come to discuss honey, not honey, but sylphs. For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot. Particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more, you'd do well to speak to Rose's husband here, Rolf. He's forgotten more about sylphs than I'll ever know. Alright, Sylphic studies. Come to learn a thing or two about the sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing. They're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're, beg pardon, friend. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. Okay. The Sylphs, yes, father told me his story plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on their account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up in a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocolate scratches. Chocobo scratches. Don't know why I read it as chocolate, maybe I'm hungry. Teehee. Maybe there's someone up there. The Sylphs. Invertebrate tricksters and troublemakers. That's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our masks, and next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they'll laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbour no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Well, at the bottom of a ravine, yeah, that's no laughing matter. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think to try to foist your foodstuffs on them Sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. Of course, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a toe tapping. A Sylph told me long ago that dancing is the time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It may just help win you favor with our forest friends. Oh, still here, eh? Great. There's one more thing that you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who showed up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along what was it again? And Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. Okay. Back to the comb. Yeah, we're fine. 17 levels, 18 levels above them. There should be stuff around here. I know that's around. Oh, maybe it's not. I could have sworn there's some toadstools here. Oh, these are tree slugs. Right, very different. Very different indeed. Apparently. A peace offering for the Sylphs. I'd give you another jar of my honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their taste runs more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of that most fiendish seedkin, the Ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying this stuff, but the Sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an Ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I'd encounter a subsistentious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised what comes out. Good luck. Okay. Well, let's hit this up. Oh, just over here. Alright. Curious tussle. Let's now I'm using the mouse to check something first. Okay, not important. Alright, let's go. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milkroot, but of course. Those Sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of meat. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of Milkroot will have the Sylphs calling you friend and sister in the moment they lay eyes on you. Now let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. I don't generally use these poisons, but you know, whatever. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your Milkroot well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The Sylphs love this stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in Trekobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the Morball that put an end to my adventuring days. but I can tell you that story another time. You've more important matters to attend to, yes? The Sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it, if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. And before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Amelin here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. Ameline, it's good to see your knowledge of Sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young Sylph by the name of Cumuzio. I don't know. He has served as an intermediary between our people on many occasion, and has close ear of his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of that malodorous root, the Sylphs so adore. I have something of a far greater import for you to deliver, a missive from the Elder Seer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridani's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. That war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with the good tidings. Okay, let's head on over. Boop. Now the Sylph are also a beast tribe that you can unlock later. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned beast tribes before, but effectively beast tribes, you do quests for them, you gain reputation. As you increase in reputation, you unlock better stuff from them. They're good for crafters, in the sense that they'll have materials that are usually, sorry, it's the word I was looking for, usually harder to get than most. And it's very handy for like higher level crafters, because you can just go to these guys to buy like more difficult lower level items, and so you don't have to go get it yourself or whatever. And then the Ixal, which you just mentioned, there is a beast tribe of them as well, and they're a good way to level up crafters, at least the beginning, like maybe 50 to level 50, and then it's not that great, maybe even less, but yeah, good source of XP. Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking One should go home and leave this one be. Alright. How's that? I've never actually seen the Ellison dance. This one would welcome walking ones who move like these ones. If walking one would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so walking one should speak with a quick tongue. Walking One would bring a gift to this one. Walking One is most kind. Walking One brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. Hello there. I tried to mimic her hello there from before. We're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we have come to pay our respects to your elder, and to learn from him more of your lord Ramuh. Who are these ones? These walking ones come from Gridania? Walking ones became a dancing one and brought milkwood, but walking one tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder one is busy. Walking one should go home. Could go home, you say, but the Sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Scarlett here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seedseer herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons have no business of walking ones. Elder one has no words for Gridania. Walking ones waste everyone's time. Well, I never. Turned away at the gates. Whatever we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Scarlett's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me the recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. Lalafels and alliteration. God. Paralyzing. Selling it anyway. I don't really use this stuff, as I said before. It generally doesn't work on a lot of things. Yeah, Ontago's up to level 20. And it puts other stuff on cooldown that you want. The antidotes and stuff, I don't generally use them a lot, but I do have spine drops, which is the anti-paralyze thing, which is really good. Say, Scarlett, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all the trouble to learn the Sylph traditions of greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. While you're at it, why not dance for the Gridanians around here as well? Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer sharing my culture with her own kind. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow! There goes those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. Bloody eater. This random Ellison woman just starts walking up and dancing to you. While you're trying to talk to God's quivers. How charming. You fit right in here in Little Solace. Be forewarned though. Such pleasantries will get you nowhere with the Sylphs who dwell in the homeland. Yeah, I know, because they're tempered. Walking one has sprightly steps. This one is amused, tee-hee, but this one's still sleepy. Ooh, walking one knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. That's some fun dancing, friend. Why, if you were half as tall, if you was half as tall and twice as green, I might have mistaken you for a Sylph myself. Anyway, the Sylphs are peaceful folk. Approach them with an open mind and heart, and they'll open up to you in turn. Walking one would be a friend to these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if walking one learned the secret, walking one could not weave in the same way. Okay. Oops. Push it up. Ah, Walking One is friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious elder, one of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. Also, if you're wondering why, like, I do that, it's just a habit picked up by, from, like, gathering and mining and stuff. So, because what you can do is you can, if you've got a numpad, you can press 0 on the numpad to target something. And then press 5 on the numpad to focus that target. And then if you're auto running, you'll stop as soon as you get into range of it. And that's just something that I picked up with gathering. Magnificent! You'd make a most excellent ambassador, little Solace friend. Mind you, not all Sylphs are so welcoming of outsiders. The woodland sprites would gut you before you got your feet off the ground. Ah, this walking one is the dancing one. This one is always happy to see dancing ones. Alright. Alrighty. So yeah, up there is the, as you see, the Sylphic vendor. That's where you buy stuff from them. When you like, you won't be able to buy anything from them now, but as you rank up with reputation, you can get more and more stuff. You can actually get 2 mounts, two minions, a mount, and I think there might be some furnishing stuff, as well as the materials. Scarlett, would you like to hear the good news, or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news, why, I've thoroughly recovered from those cursed leg cramps. Onward for our next adventure. Yeah, you were totally there. I actually know where this quest leads. And this is probably a good time to wrap up. So we'll call it there. That'll be the episode next week. Not next week. Just next week. It'll be back to 2 episodes, barring any like problems. And yes, so we'll see you next week. Well, we'll see you in the next episode. That's probably a better way to say it. Catch you later.